Okay, Merritt Holloway, the super serious seamster, back, and I'm about to do these last bags. Now this one I didn't sew this side, so before I do it, I'm just gonna sew this and get it ready for the overlock. So the one thing what I do want to say is that again, you want to get these even, okay, at the top, and then right near the end of the zipper, basically about the width of the zipper foot, and then you're gonna about an eighth or a quarter of an inch down, you're gonna pierce the zipper while they're even with the zipper foot, with the presser foot up. Okay, then once you've pierced it and you have the needle in there, then I'll lock it, and then I'll sew it to the bottom. Now this one is pretty close to a 1/2 inch, so basically I'm just gonna sew it straight. Okay, so now we're on the final 2 steps on this bag. So what I do on these is that I'll finger press each side and just have them, I'll put it so it'll have a crease. And then I always use the zipper side first, okay, because that's the hardest to get your fingers in. But then from there, I use that crease as a guide, and I line up the crease with the seam right there. Okay, so then once I've lined it up, and you can feel it, you can feel the crease, and so you get it at perpendicular. You make that, well, actually it lines up parallel to the crease, okay, and then you sew perpendicular to the stitch line, and then I'll lock it on both sides, okay, and then immediately I bring my hand and come right in, and then I do the other side. Okay, now this is an important step, but this saves you a lot of time by doing one side and then immediately doing the other. Sometimes if you're making a bag and it's really small, and again, so every time you want to finger press it open. I mean, you want to finger press that flat side, so that way it gives you the seam. Okay, it gives you so that they're going to be even. Because sometimes when you tear the fabric, even though the threads are even, it becomes shifted. It's like the fabric, it goes from being straight to it slants like that, and so sometimes you have to pull it. Like this stitch, make the stitch, do it so much to where that you like it, and then when it comes time to do it, you won't dread it. Because sometimes when you dread doing something, it can hamper you from getting it done, because you'll procrastinate because you don't like doing the stitch. Okay, and then so whatever it is, you have to like everything so you can get everything done. Okay, so now I have all of them sewn. So now I'm gonna turn off the machine, which is what I usually do. And then now when I'm separating these, the way I separate them is first I clip them open in the middle. Okay, so that way I keep them all the same. I keep them together. So if you get used to holding the scissors in your hand, which it can be a little bit tricky, then that'll save you, because your first step is that on the side where the zipper stop is, you want to push that through, and then after that you need the scissors to come in and really push that square out so you get it square. Okay, you can see I even the tip of the scissors, you don't want the tip of the scissors coming through there, but you want to push that square. And then once you have it square, then you can come to each corner and push the corner out. Okay, and then you flip the bag. Okay, and so then with the first bag, because I still have some juice in the machine, and so I want to try to get that extra, use that juice that's in there from where I turned it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting this even, and then I'm just going to come and start right underneath the handle. and then I'm going to stitch, and then I'm going to come to the top. Now, at this top, this is where this is really thick because you have the zipper on both sides, plus you have two sides of the fabric, so it's very thick right here. And if you just try to do a reverse, sometimes it'll work, but then other times you're going to break the needle. Okay, and so what I do is I sew it to the top, but then when I get to the top, then I turn it by hand, disengage the needle, make the needle go, disengage the thread, make the needle go all the way up and start to come down. Then I'll raise it up. And then once I raise it up, then I'll turn the wheel backward. Never turn the wheel backward. But in this particular case, because the feed dogs are up, when I turn the wheel backward a little bit, then that lowers the feed dogs so that they're underneath the throat plate. Once they're underneath the throat plate, then this fabric can slide. So then I'll slide it back a little bit, lower the presser foot, and then that'll be my lock. And then from there, I'm just going to turn on the machine to do this one. But from there, then I'll immediately come to the other side. And the same way how I sewed two sides together on that other one, I'm going to do the same thing here. So after I've sewn that one side, then I'm going to disengage the thread, make the needle go all the way up and start to come down. And then I can insert this in there. And then I do the same thing here, do a little back stitch. And then when I get to the top, I sew it by hand. And then at the last stitch, disengage the thread and then turn it back a little bit to get the feed dogs down. And then I can raise the presser foot and back this up. Because it's a little bit, this is really thick right here. So it helps to lower the feed dogs. Okay, so you just turn it back a little bit to lower the feed dog. Now after that, now I'm going to separate this last bag. And so now before I start back, I'm going to turn all of the bags and get them ready. And so all of the bags, you have to keep the, so this is where you want to practice keeping the scissors in your hand while you turn all these bags. Okay, fortunately, we're only turning like 5 of them. So maybe I'll finish these two right here. Oh, okay, and then change the needle or change the bobbin, wind the bobbin, something like that. And then the other thing you have to know is you have to know all of your stitchings for memory. Like as an example, how to put a zipper in. And there's more than one way to put a zipper in, but as an example, you need to know the different ways to put a zipper. Okay, so now I'm through with everything. So the last step is that whenever I'm gonna cut this thread, I disengage the thread, I make the needle go all the way up and start to come down, and then I pull it. I used to pull it to the back of the sewing machine, which that's good right there. Okay, and if you clip it clean right there, but what I've been doing lately is I just been going back there more, because when you're an artist, you know, like I can waste that little extra inch of fabric, that little extra inch of thread, because I saved so much thread and time because I didn't cut any of these. So then at the end, then I come and I cut each one, and if you notice, I clip them clean. That's the power of sewing. Although all of those people mostly that came to the recital, they had already got a bag from me before, but I just felt that it was important that for everybody who, you know, took the time to come to my recital, then I wanted to give them something that could, you know, last for a minute. So like I say, I made over 100 bags. This was one of the styles. I had this, and then I had another one that had some musical fabric. So anyway, so there you have it. You can make these. Look how beautiful that is. So this is Merritt Holloway, the super serious seamster, signing out.